Hello, everyone. Today we bring to you one of the most sought after topics related to college education scholarship and financial aid. As cost of education in colleges abroad, as well as private colleges in India, have become prohibitively expensive, students and parents are overwhelmed by complexities of scholarship, financial aid, and college loans. Over this session, we aim to unclutter this topic by firstly understanding the different terminologies used by colleges around the world. And then we will share our insights on how international students can get the desired financial aid scholarships. We have with us CASE Chief Mentor, Mr. Vikram Anand, who will share his views on some of the most frequently asked questions by students and parents. So, I would like to ask you the first question. What's the difference between financial aid and scholarship?
Yeah, thanks, Shalini. This is a great question and it's a very vast topic. So let's dive right into it. These two, financial aid and scholarship is often confused. Financial aid is actually not a fixed amount for each student. It varies from student to student and it depends on their financial need. Uh, Financial aid is determined by the student's ability to pay. And this is actually ascertained through the student's personal saving, parents' income, and savings, sponsorships, or any other resources that could be available to the student. The aid is calculated after deducting all expenses, including college expenses from the income or resources available to the students. The aid is then granted to the students to cover the gap of ability to afford the college of cost of education, basically. So as far as the scholarship is concerned, it's usually a fixed amount and it is competitive to apply for.
Very well explained. We'll move further to the next question. What type of financial aids are available for international students?
Thanks, Shalini. Financial aid is actually given only to those students who apply for it, and every college has a certain budget for allocation of funds to each student. Many colleges, apply a different approach to allocate this to international students. It should be noted that public universities or colleges which are funded by the government do not offer financial aid to international students, and there's an obvious reason for that. Private colleges in America offer financial aid to international students very, very commonly, whereas this is not offered by colleges in Canada or Australia. And certain private UK colleges this year, because of COVID, are offering financial aid. And there's a special COVID circumstance that could be found on their websites, which is called a financial aid due to COVID circumstances. You'll find that on many websites this year specifically.
That's wonderful. That's an opportunity for international students.
Yes.
Let's move further to the next few terms we have been hearing around. Universities in the United States of America offer different types of aid. We have heard of the terms such as need blind, need based, and need aware. What is the difference between them?
You're right, Shalini. These are terms used by universities or colleges in America, and they actually denote their policy on how they look at financial aid. And there's a lot of confusion around these terms. Let me start by saying addressing need blind. So need blind is a college or university that will admit students regardless of their ability to pay, and for any students that can afford the price that cannot afford the price tag. That's what need blind is. As far as need based is concerned, or sometimes it's also referred as full need, this means universities or colleges award scholarship or other institutional aid to make up for the difference between the actual fees and the ability to pay. So it's need based on your needs. uh, and the third one that you mentioned was need aware, and it's also known as need sensitive. This is a policy that means that universities make most of its admission decisions without considering the student's need for college money. So they're just need aware.
All right. So we'll have some views on the scholarships as well. Can you just tell us what kind of other scholarships available for international students?
There's lots to cover there, Shalini. There are many, many different types of scholarships. I'll go through them as clearly as I can, because this is such a vast topic. And the answer to this question also needs to apply to universities around the world. So I'll try to be slightly generic as well. Uh,
Sure.
There are different types of scholarships that are available. One is known as a merit scholarship. So merit scholarships are awarded to first year students, and they are considered merit-based scholarships based on the excellent academic record of the student.
All
This is
right.
reviewed year on year based on the student's continuous academic performance. So if you continue to do well, the merit-based scholarships can keep getting renewed, improve, increase, decrease, whatsoever, but you
All
have to
right.
pay for it. Uh, the other one that's available, another type of scholarship that's available is an athletic scholarship, which is basically like
Okay.
a sports scholarship. This is awarded to students who are recruited to play on a varsity team of that particular college. This is a very vast topic because athletic scholarships can vary from sport to sport, and the college sports sanctioning body in each country have their own prescribed rules and regulations for awarding such scholarships. So the NCAA, the NAIA, and the different divisions of NCAA have different rules for awarding sports scholarships, and they're not only dependent on the college, they're also dependent on the sport. The great thing about an athletic scholarship is that it can range from 10% to maybe 100%. So there are sports
Wow.
where you can get 100% scholarship, most
That's great.
in the United States of America, but it depends on the sport and the type of university and the country. Uh,
Wonderful.
Another one is an academic scholarship. So some universities, Shalini, have academic scholarships such as the Presidential Award and grants available for those students who are exceptionally outstanding in academics, as well as, they demonstrate other qualities like leadership, creativity, community engagement. Usually there's just one or maybe two presidential scholarships available, and you have to apply for them. Uh, these are called basically academic scholarships, and these details can easily be found on a specific college or university website if you look for them.
Correct.
Uh, there are other ways to fund your education. There's an avenue called work study. This is a very nice, very good way of bridging a gap between cost of education and your affordability. Part-time jobs can be of great help to students for funding their education partially. And these jobs are usually on campus, and they are limited to a certain number of hours in the week. You cannot be working 40 hours in the week, because you're
Correct. Yeah.
again, this is country dependent because of immigration rules, work permits, uh, you know,
Absolutely.
specific,
That's
but there are work study options.
great.
The last one that I want to mention, of course, is student loans. And a lot of parents may be aware of this, that there are many financial institutions and banks which provide loans to students for making their education affordable. Nowadays, a lot of banks in India fund students for study abroad with very attractive interest rates. So these loans depend on various factors, including your ability or your parents' ability to repay, or guarantors or collaterals. Some of them also have conditions on maintaining an academic record, satisfactory progress, extracurricular or activities, or demonstrated family income, etc. So there are, like I said, many avenues for scholarships and many avenues to bridge the gap to make an education affordable.
That's wonderful. So the international students have a huge range to apply for scholarships.
Yes.
Another question that usually comes into the mind of parents and the students: what if they apply for a financial aid? Is there any effect on their admission decision if they apply for a financial aid?
Yeah, this is a great question. And it's almost like a double-edged sword, if you ask me. So financial aid actually goes beyond the packages offered to families while making admission decisions. Financial aid department of a college focuses on developing a partnership of guidance and support that will last for the entire duration of the course at college. So they look at it in that term. To some extent, I can say yes, applying for financial aid will have due impact on your admission chances for sure. And at the same time, there are colleges that operate within a need blind agenda, as I explained above.
Yeah.
This essentially means that financial need does not play a role in admission decisions for low income applicants, but there are just unfortunately a very handful of universities in the world which are truly need blind. So we can say that admission decision of financial aid application depends on case to case, but mostly yes, it will affect the, the admission decision.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Anand, for explaining these aspects about financial aid and scholarships. It should be reassuring for students and their parents that there are so many options available for them. While at the same time, I would like to share a few pointers for all our prospective students and parents listening in to take care of the following. The first aspect is time. An international student needs to apply for the aid before the college deadline. Students must be aware of deadlines as scholarships and financial aid applications are very time consuming. Next is support. Whether it's a student loan, grant, or a financial aid, the correct demonstration of requirement of funds is imperative. We at CASE provide complete support to fill in effective application to ensure the success. The third aspect is self-assessment. Yes, it is very important to plan and budget your college education well in advance so that you're able to plan your funding required for your education. While everyone desires the maximum possible scholarship and financial aid, but with so many aspects to attaining this, one must be realistic and honest with self-assessment. We bring this to an end. Stay safe, stay connected. Look forward to the next series of the podcast with Case. Thank you.
Thank you, Shalini. These are really three very important points. A lot of times students come to us where they've already applied to the university and already received an admission decision, and then they come back to us and they say, oh, they want a scholarship. So yes, time is very important. In terms of support, you explained how it's very important to to demonstrate the requirement of funds and self-assessment, because a lot of times, yes, you rightly said, who doesn't want financial aid? Nobody will say no to scholarships or financial aid. But at the same time, you should be aware that universities do calculate and do look at your income and your ability to pay in terms of calculating aid. Firstly, and scholarships, of course, are fixed amount and looked at differently. Thank you so much. It's a great session. Thanks for the questions, and look forward to interacting again and answering these great questions for our students. Thank you. Stay safe. Bye.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Take care.